So this is my drum set. All I know about it is it's a Gretsch brand. It's vintage looking. It has concert toms, and it's probably worth a lot. Now when I got it, it was only $100 posted on Craigslist, and the guy delivered it to me, let me look at it, and then I made my decision to buy it. I felt like it was a very decent price for any drum set really, but especially one that could have a lot of value as this one. So we'll start with the snare. This is the badge on it. I'm not sure what the name of these are, but if you do, that's what it looks like. And it still has the original heads that came with the set when I got it. I don't know if it's the original heads that were ever on it, but that's the same drum heads on that. The bass drum has a brand new drum head. I bought it recently. And here's the kick pedal. It's Premier brand. I'm not really sure what that brand is has any affiliation with Gretsch or not, but that's what came with the set as well. And as far as everything else you see, these other drum heads I had, they were just old ones laying around, and they're all I have at the moment because I can't afford to buy any new ones yet. So I started with the bass drum. I figured if I start with the highest and then go down, it'll be easier, but I haven't made it to the next one yet. Anyway, each of them have a different brand of a well, most of them are Evans, 3 of them are. But they're all worn out. They're different kinds of heads, as you can see. That one's clear, that one's white, black, semi-clear-ish. But those are the heads that are on it. Now the drum throne looks pretty old. It's just brown, reddish leather. And all that's left of the brand is AK Wear, so I don't know much about that. The hi-hat stand is a different brand. It's Tama. It could also be from the 80s because it looked kind of old, but that, you know, the rust and everything, the dents, it could be just from weathering damage. The hi-hats I got from somewhere else, I don't even remember where, but they didn't come with the set when I got it. In fact, this crash cymbal and a very rusty looking version of that crash cymbal was on this. And I figured that rusty thing wasn't really worth much because you can't use it anymore, so I left it behind when I moved. And this cymbal over here, Zildjian Scimitar Crash Ride 18-inch, and it also has the logo on the bottom. I don't know if that has any significance to it being unique, but that's what it has. And everywhere different places on the drum set, you'll see the name of the previous owner kind of scratched in on it. It's on some of the rims, but well, not exactly there, but you'll see it. And I'm not sure what the brand of this stand is because it's kind of gone. But the badges are also the same as the snare drum, so all of it came as a set. And the logo on here, as well as the engraved initials of the owner. And here's how I got this little thing rigged up. Kind of has its own stand here. And this cymbal, it appears virtually brandless, but I don't know if this camera is good enough to show it. Maybe, maybe not. But if you can see, it's engraved, just like the other Zildjians. And it says AVEDIS, so I guess Avedis, Zildjian Company, genuine Turkish cymbals made in USA, with the Arabic language on the top. Arabic, however you pronounce it. And there are these glue marks on the inside of the bass drum, and it doesn't appear to be actually customized to only have one head. It looks like it was made that way and manufactured that way. And it comes with those kinds of feet on it, which I'd never seen before. But yeah, toms and the bass drum all have just one head, as you can see. Snare stand kind of has a vintage look. It has that loop on it. But this top piece is different from the bottom because the bottom one, this part right here, broke. And I can't fix it. So I still have this bottom piece, just can't use it. And I think it's a flat bottom on the bottom for the original, but like I said, I've never seen that one either. The top one's the original though. Probably has something engraved on it. Snare has it engraved right here. Can't really see it on the video. Each one of these has their own serial number and model number, except they are not actually written in on this. If I can find one of the tags, I'll show you. Let's see. There's one. You can see it shows a serial number but no model number. Model number is what's important. That thing's worthless. So, after I looked online for a catalog or any kind of documents that shows this drum set, all I found was the recording outfit and the Renown 2 outfit. The recording one being, it has the same amount of drums, and the Renown 2 being the same color, both of which have concert toms. But the kicker, no pun intended, is that the kick drum in the catalogs have both heads, and I cannot find this bass drum anywhere. I have yet to find it. So this may have been more of a lengthier video than I had hoped, but it's just a basic summary of the drum set that I now have. And to me, personally, it's pretty valuable because it's, well, the only one I have, and it's the only one I ever bought. The other drum set I've had before I got from a guy that saw me at a gig with a crappy drum set and decided to let me borrow his indefinitely until he came back 2 years later. And then I was looking around and found this one. And I think I did pretty good. Came with these sticks too. Seem to be pretty old. And of course it came with like a red toolbox full of accessories and other sticks, most of which are worn out. But those are the ones I play with right now. It also came with this old thing, which also has the initials on it. And it does come in handy because sometimes these will need to be tighter than you think, as does this piece right here. You have to squeeze it right here and then use your hand to turn the nut in order to tighten this. That's really the only weird part about setting it up, other than this piece right here being kind of awkwardly spaced and positioned to where it was very tricky to get these toms not to touch but be as close as possible, which is the way I prefer my setup, which I think is pretty common. Like barely an inch between every drum. It really helps on the fills. And I think there might be some damage to this piece on the hi-hat. It might be bent somewhere because there's a gap in the hi-hats right here, which it touches on the other side, so that could be the cymbals themselves, but it could also be this. I'm not sure which one it is. Either way though, it's still playable to me. If that diminishes the value, I'm sure it's fixable. And if it's just cymbals, you can just replace those, of course. And try to keep this thing under 10 minutes here, so that about covers it all. Vintage late 70s, early 80s Gretsch drum set. Looks closest to the Renown 2 outfit and the recording outfit from the 1981 catalog.